It seems that there is a video right now of who could be possibly the lone survivor of this horrific air accident. There is the survivor. We are still awaiting more details. If there's an audio to this video, can we just increase that?
So this happens to be the video of what is possibly the only person to survive this horrible accident.
Isn't it? Miraculous it is, Vasudha.
And we really don't know how he managed to do that, you know. I mean, there are almost 200 people, over 200 people on this flight, and there are reports that all of them have lost their lives. But there's one guy, one person who has miraculously, I just hope, Gauri, at this point there are more cases like this, you know, people who managed to really overcome,
survive that tragedy. The news that's coming in, viewers, if you are tuning in right now to the broadcast, the update is that there's a miraculous escape of the passenger who was sitting on 11A. Seat 11A passenger is walking on our screens right now. The miraculous escape of that passenger. And as Vasudha was pointing out, the horrific air tragedy, which had 242 people were there on the aircraft, and we are hoping now there will be more who will be coming out walking.
Absolutely. And Gauri, if you look at him, you see that he is injured a little bit. He's not walking all that properly, but of course he must be really in some ways relieved. His family members could be relieved, and this sometimes is probably just what fate is all about, you know. And this is really, you know, in some ways one of those fortunate survivors, miraculous survival of one person. And I really, really wish there are more cases like this as this tragedy unfolds, and you know, bad news keeps coming every hour.
Sole survivor of that tragedy on your screens, Mr. Agarwal. We were talking about your thoughts 4 hours into the tragedy, but we are now playing out visuals of what is being termed rightfully the walking miracle. I hope there are more such passengers who come out walking, but and we still don't know how he escaped. But go ahead, sir, finish the point that you were making about the Dreamliner, the aircraft known to be the safest in the world, met with such a horrific tragedy.
So as I was saying, basically, just to give you an idea of the popularity of the Dreamliner, in its entire about 40-50 year lifespan, including cargo aircraft, the venerable 747, the jumbo jet, sold just about little more than 1,500 aircraft. This aircraft, in less than about little more than about 12 to 14 years since it was put into commercial service, has already sold over 1,200 aircraft on in the air, and this is without any cargo variant. And also there is at least another 1,000 to 1,200 aircraft still on order. So it's an incredibly popular aircraft. It is powered by very, very reliable engines, extremely reliable engines.
Right.
You know, the GE 90 series engines have been powering every 777 in the world. The new generation 777s for, you know, how many ever years. If you see,
and that's why it was considered amongst the safest aircrafts to travel in. Captain Patnagar, help us understand what happens next when you talk about investigation. What does the aircraft's maintenance record, or for that matter the black box data, reveal? What can we expect in the coming days to understand and firm up our observations, our analysis about what really went wrong?
Yeah, actually, you know, it's very tragic. Once again, I'll say, to have this accident in the history of 787, the first of its kind. Now, I'm quite surprised to see that you say some accountability is going to be established. I'm quite surprised. Instead of accountability, for the first thing is we have to find out what is the cause of the accident so that the remedial measures can be taken. As far as the black box or FDR or ACARS, what we call it, is concerned, naturally the inquiry will take its due course and will come out the exact reason for the crash of this the plane. But the prima facie, what I can see, and from the video footage what is available, is that there was indeed loss of thrust after takeoff, and the only flying for about 1.6 nautical miles, around 3 kilometers, the aircraft came down to ground under, obviously, and the force of gravity. So the loss of thrust, or what, there are a lot of theories going around in the market and the social media and in our pilot fraternity group also.
Yeah.
That, you know,
Captain
it's a multiple
Bhattacharya,
birds.
I'll have to interrupt you there, sir. I want to quickly play out that important soundbite message from Campbell Wilson, the MD and CEO of Air India, reacting to that horrific tragedy. Let's play that out.
Of Air India. I want to brief you on a serious incident that involved an Air India aircraft a short while ago. But first, and most importantly, I would like to express our deep sorrow about this event. This is a difficult day for all of us at Air India, and our efforts now are focused entirely on the needs of our passengers, crew members, their families, and loved ones. I know that there are many questions, and at this stage, I will not be able to answer all of them, but I do want to share the information we have at this time. Air India flight AI-171, operated with a Boeing 787-8 aircraft, traveling from Ahmedabad to London Gatwick, has been involved in an accident after takeoff. Flight AI-171 was carrying 230 passengers and 12 crew members on board. Of the passengers, 169 are Indian nationals, 53 are British nationals, there are 7 Portuguese nationals, and 1 Canadian national. The injured passengers have been taken by local authorities to the nearest hospitals. We are actively working with the authorities on all emergency response efforts. A special team of caregivers from Air India is on their way to Ahmedabad to provide additional support. The investigations will take time, but anything we can do now, we are doing. We know that many people are concerned for the welfare of their loved ones. We have set up a special helpline that friends and family can reach us at. The number is 1-800-5691-444. That is 1-800-5691-444. We understand that people are eager for information. Please know that we will continue to share accurate and timely information as soon as we can. But anything we report must be accurate and not speculative. We owe that to everyone involved. For now, our teams are working around the clock to support passengers, crew, and their families, as well as investigators, however we can. Thank you.